Good evening, everyone. Warm welcome to Regulatory Bodies YouTube channel by Textbook. My name is Madhav Sir. I welcome you all in the next session for SEBI Grade A examination. So this is a session where we will be discussing few questions based on finance syllabus for SEBI. और आज का जो session है that is going to be really very important for all those candidates who are preparing for SEBI Grade A examination. But before I start, the biggest question is, so what all things we are going to cover in this particular session. So I would give you a very clear picture that today we will be discussing the MCQs based on SEBI updates, from the month of December 2025. तो December 2025 में जो भी SEBI related इंपॉर्टेंट अपडेट्स थे, जो भी सेबी ने इंपॉर्टेंट अनाउंसमेंट्स किए, कुछ कैंपेन्स किए, कुछ कमेटी सेटअप की, उन सब के बारे में, उन सब से रिलेटेड आज के सेशन में वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग दी क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है जी. सो बिफोर आई स्टार्ट, मे हैव अ रिप्लाई इन द कमेंट सेक्शन दैट आई एम ऑडिबल, विजिबल, एवरीथिंग इज फाइन, वी आर गुड टू गो, ताकि बिना किसी देरी के आज के सेशन की शुरुआत करें. बता दूं मैं कि आज का जो सेशन है दैट इज रिलेटेड टू सेबी अपडेट्स. And in this session, we will be discussing the SEBI updates from the month of December 2025. कल सुबह 11 बजे, I will be taking up one more session, and that will be the SEBI updates from the month of November as well as October. So I am giving you these updates. ज़्यादा बड़े sessions नहीं है. It will be a session of around 30-40 minutes, जिसमें हम almost 5 to 6 updates we are going to discuss from SEBI. That is more than sufficient, keeping in mind that you are preparing for SEBI Grade A examination. Okay, good to go. Chalo, let's begin. So the first question I have for you all is a question related to a latest initiative which has been taken by SEBI. So let's try to first read the question, and I'll not give you the answer for the very first time. I'll just discuss the question with you, and first I'll explain you the entire news कि ये है क्या, then we'll again solve this particular question. Ready guys? Question पढ़ते हैं. What is the question all about? These are the statements regarding Parva or Parva. अलग अलग pronunciations है. It is PARRVA. But the question over here is कि सर इसका मतलब क्या है? Question ये है कि सर इसका मतलब क्या है? Why it is in news? क्यों SEBI से related ये एक important aspect है, why we are expecting that question can be asked from this particular format in your upcoming examination. So let's try to decode this. So first point, I would start my discussion in this manner. PARVA stands for Past Risk and Return Verification Agency. Past Risk and Return Verification Agency. So SEBI has launched PARVA. Over the last few years, Indian capital market has witnessed aggressive mis-selling of mutual funds, issues related to alternative investment funds. Under this current situation, we have also witnessed unverified guaranteed return claims on social media and the rise of finfluencers. I hope you all know finfluencers. Finfluencers basically means the influencers which are giving you advice related to the financial investment, related to the financial aspects. उन्हें क्या कहा जाता है? उन्हें फिनफ्लुएंसर्स कहा जाता है. सेबी ने बहुत क्लियरली कहा है that if you are not a registered influencer with SEBI, you are not allowed to do the same. So SEBI identified that there is a historical risk return data which was seen, that is first related to selectively presented. Second is cherry picked to show best performance and not comparable across the product. So ये क्या कह रहा है? ये कह रहा है कि सर सेबी ने ये भी देखा कि जो हमारे म्यूचुअल फंड्स हैं या फिर जो अल्टरनेटिव इन्वेस्टमेंट फंड्स हैं, उन स्कीम्स का जो रिटर्न है which has been portrayed in front of the public, that has been portrayed in such a manner that it looks promising to the investor, because they have come up with selective data. They have picked the best performing areas. They have presented the data in such a manner that it cannot be compared with the other products because it is so irregular in format in terms of data and its presentation. So this resulted in a situation of systematic investor protection risk. अब जो investor है, if he or she, हम कहते हैं कि sir investors should have the financial awareness. Now I'm an investor, I have financial awareness, I have financial literacy, I'm reading the documents, but if those documents are not appropriate, they are not as per the actual data, it's not my fault, it's the fault of the regulator, and that is the point where SEBI stepped in. So SEBI said that we are launching PARVA, which is Past Risk and Return Verification Agency. It is basically a SEBI initiated verification framework or platform. क्यों डिजाइन किया गया? पहला, it will verify historical risk and return claims. So all the mutual fund schemes, all the alternative investment fund schemes, if they are claiming the risk as well as return data, their risk and claim data or risk and return data will be verified by this particular platform. Second is, it will ensure standardized and truthful disclosure. So it will come up with standardized format, truthful format of disclosures where all the details related to different initiatives will be solved, will be presented to the public. Last but not the least is, it will act as a neutral verification mechanism between product manufacturer and investor. That means it will be neutral. It won't be thinking only of investor. It won't be thinking only of the product manufacturer, means the mutual fund scheme inventor or mutual fund scheme offerer. They are not in both the sides. They will give their neutral stance that what actually the scheme is. It will give their neutral suggestions that whether you should invest or not. Scope and coverage include, PARVA will apply to mutual funds, it will apply to portfolio management services, that whether you should opt this management service or not. It will also apply to alternative investment funds and any entity which is making performance related claims. So anyone which says, for example, a stockbroker, it says that please invest as per our advisors, because with the help of our advisors in the past, public has made around 50% profit, or they have achieved a 50% return in a span of 1 year. तो ये जो डेटा, ये जो लाइन आपने दे दी एडवर्टीजमेंट के लिए, now it will be verified by PARVA. If that is the case, it will be authenticated. Otherwise, it will be asked by the PARVA or SEBI to drop that line for the advertisement purpose. Now, if I talk about the regulatory significance, it will strengthen the disclosure norms. It will come up with suitability and mis-selling prevention. It will regulate the problem of finfluencers, as well as it will lead to market integrity. So it reflects SEBI's shift from post-facto enforcement to ex-ante verification, which means अब SEBI ये नहीं सोच रहा कि पहले हो जाने दो फिर देखेंगे कि डेटा सही है या नहीं. SEBI is not looking forward for post-facto enforcement. Rather, SEBI is now acting proactive कि भैया जैसे डेटा आए उसको तभी वेरीफाई करो, so that the investor should make a good decision rather than verifying the data when SEBI will receive any kind of complaint. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हुआ, समझ आया? If next time anyone asks you what is this PARRVA, I hope Past Risk and Return Verification Agency term is clear to everyone. Those who are live, Sonali, if it is clear, just give me yes sir, so that we can solve few questions on the same. 2 questions I have for the same news, so it will be done. It will be tested over here only कि हाँ भैया ये प्रवाह हमारा done हो गया. Let's move on to the next news. May I have a reply please? If you are still live, just give me yes sir, so that we can move on to the question. Guys, those who are live, please reply. No? Okay. Chalo. Let's move on. Let's move on to the first question for the same. So PARVA has been introduced to verify historical risk and return claims which are made by market intermediaries. Yes, sir. This is basically for mutual fund companies or mutual fund schemes, alternative investment fund schemes, portfolio management service providers. It is applicable to all of them. It primarily targets unregulated finfluencers operating on social media platform. It will primarily target it. Yes, sir. PARVA aims to reduce mis-selling by standardizing the परफॉर्मेंस डिस्क्लोजर्स, दैट इज करेक्ट कि भैया अगर आपने यही स्टैंडर्डाइज कर दिया हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू डिस्क्लोज योर रिटर्न्स, योर परफॉर्मेंसेस, तो मिस सेलिंग होगी नहीं. इट रिप्रेजेंट्स अ शिफ्ट टुवर्ड्स प्रिवेंटिव रेगुलेशन, shift towards preventive regulation by SEBI. It is a preventive regulation by SEBI. Is it a point? Is it a point? Yes sir, that is also correct. अगला पॉइंट क्या कहता है? प्रवा replaces SEBI enforcement powers under SEBI Act 1992. Replaces SEBI enforcement? नहीं sir, it's just a helping act which has been set up by SEBI which will be looking forward for verification of the data. लेकिन यहां पर एक पॉइंट मैं आपको फिर से बताऊंगा, मैंने यहां पे भी पहले भी हाईलाइट किया था. प्राइमरी टारगेट ऑफ प्रवा is to handle, primary target of PARVA is to handle or is to counter, is to handle or is to counter the finfluencers. नहीं sir, finfluencers को ये target करेगा, counter करेगा, that is fine, that is fine, agreed, accepted, but it is not primarily set up for that purpose. So it is correct if primary target word na hota, then it would have been correct, otherwise it is wrong. So 2 and 5th statement, 2nd and 5th statement is wrong, which means A option 1, 2, 3 are 1, 2, 3. Sorry, it means B option 1, 3, 4 are correct. B option 1, 3, 4 are correct. Is it clear everyone? Is it clear? I want you guys to also reply with the correct answer. ऐसे बैठ के मजा नहीं आएगा. Those who are live, try to attempt the question ताकि मुझे लगे कि yes, you are trying your level best. Answer सही आए, गलत आए, it's okay. It's okay. But attempt जरूर करो. I can only see Sonali's name in the comment section. So Sonali, I would request you give an attempt. Okay. I have a next question for you all guys. Try to attempt it. And this question is on the basis of the same news which we have just discussed. Please pay attention. Try to solve this question. Over to you guys. So what does the question says? So the question says, PARVA contributes to SEBI's regulatory objective by first enhancing transparency in financial product disclosures. अगर financial product ने जो return और रिस्क क्लेम किया है, अगर उसकी डिटेल्स डिस्क्लोज होगी तो इट विल बी अ प्लस. सो इट विल एनहांस ट्रांसपेरेंसी, दैट इज करेक्ट. रिड्यूसिंग इंफॉर्मेशन asymmetry between investors and intermediaries. It will reduce information asymmetry between investors and intermediaries. Yes sir. Investors कुछ और सोच रहे हैं, intermediaries कुछ और कह रही है, और intermediaries they are intentionally manipulating their data. So this is correct. Strengthening market discipline through verified disclosure, that is also correct. Eliminate the need for investor education initiative. नहीं सर, investor education initiative या उसकी इस particular initiative को बंद करना is not correct. It is still going on, it will go on. Support fintech oversight in digital distribution channels. If I go with the 5th statement, supporting fintech oversight in the digital distribution channel, yes. तो अगर हम fintech की बात करें, financial companies powered by technology, so in that particular case, this again organization will contribute in the verification wala part. It will help in better regulation of these authorities. So I would say answer to this particular question is going to be 1, 2, 3 and 5. That means A option is the correct answer. Got it? Moving on to the next. Now, if I move on to the next news, before I go on to the next case, which I would like to discuss with you, the next, I would say the information I have for you. Again, I'll present a question to you, ताकि आपको एक idea हो जाए कि what we are trying to talk about, या हम क्या बात अब discuss करने वाले हैं. So please pay attention. With reference to the SEBI's December 2025 relaxation for alternative investment funds. So recently, SEBI has announced certain relaxations to the alternative investment funds. An alternative investment fund is very critical because it includes venture capital, private equity, innovation financing and whatnot. तो उससे उस context में certain ease has been announced by SEBI. We'll discuss that ease, we'll discuss its impact, and then we'll again come back and solve this question. So firstly, alternative investment funds, they are critical because they are critical for venture capital, they are critical for private equity, they are critical for innovation financing. However, rigid rules were constraining. ये क्या point है सर? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि सर ऑल्टरनेटिव इन्वेस्टमेंट फंड्स जो है दे आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर स्पेशली द इकोनॉमी लाइक इंडिया, द इमर्जिंग इकोनॉमी और वन ऑफ द फास्टेस्ट मर्जिंग इकोनॉमी ऑफ द कंट्री। उन कंट्रीज के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, इंडिया जैसी कंट्रीज के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ऑल्टरनेटिव इन्वेस्टमेंट फंड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज इट इज responsible for venture capital, it is responsible for private equity, it is responsible for financing the innovations as well. अब जिनकी इतनी ज्यादा बेनिफिट्स है या जिस फंड के इतने ज्यादा बेनिफिट्स हैं, उसके लिए अगर गवर्नमेंट के सेबी के रूल्स बहुत ज्यादा कंस्ट्रेन होंगे, बहुत ज्यादा हार्श होंगे, इट विल बी टफ फॉर देम टू सर्वाइव इन द करंट सिनेरियो। तो इसीलिए एल्गो या एआई ड्रिवन इन्वेस्टमेंट मॉडल्स, लार्ज वैल्यू फंड्स catering to sophisticated investors are the other areas. तो अगर हम बात करें rigid rules, they were constraining. Why they were constraining? AI driven investment models को implement करने में काफी प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी alternative investment fund के केस में, और large value funds को cater करना भी काफी टफ हो रहा था. So in case SEBI has allowed or given the permission for AI only investment schemes. SEBI has clearly given this announcement that I allow AI only investment schemes. SEBI has also wider the regulatory exemptions for large value funds. तो अगर आपका large value funds है, you will enjoy some of the major regulation exemptions from SEBI. This will reduce compliance burden where investors' sophistication is high. तो जहां पर इन्वेस्टर का सोफिस्टिकेशन हाई है, ऑब्वियसली वहां पे कंप्लायंस बर्डन को सेबी ने क्या कर दिया, रिड्यूस कर दिया. सो सेबी फॉलोड a risk-based regulatory approach where SEBI said retail investors strong protection is required. क्योंकि retail investor आप और मैं जिसके पास 200, 400, 500 या 5 लाख, 10 लाख, 20 लाख रुपए हैं, हमारे लिए स्ट्रॉन्ग या इन्वेस्टर इंटरेस्ट बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. बट अगर हम हाई नेटवर्थ इंडिविजुअल्स की बात करते हैं, दे हैव एम्पल ऑफ फंड्स, फॉर देम रेगुलेटरी फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी कैन बी एक्सेप्टेबल बिकॉज दे हैव हाई रिस्क एपेटाइट. पॉलिसी का फिलॉसफी क्या है? सो दिस मूव रिफ्लेक्ट्स प्रो इनोवेशन रेगुलेशन, रेगुलेटरी सैंडबॉक्स थिंकिंग, बैलेंस बिटवीन मार्केट डेवलपमेंट एंड इन्वेस्टर प्रोटेक्शन. तो एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से एआईएफ स्ट्रक्चर और रेगुलेशन में क्या चेंजेस? रिस्क बेस्ड सुपरविजन, इनोवेशन प्लस रेगुलेशन डिबेट, ये 3 एरियाज है जहां पे सेबी क्वेश्चन बनाएगा. तो देखते हैं सेबी ने क्या क्वेश्चन बना सकता है सेबी इस पे. विद रेफरेंस टू सेबीज दिसंबर 2025 रिलैक्सेशन फॉर ऑल्टरनेटिव इन्वेस्टमेंट फंड, consider the following statement. SEBI allowed AI only investment scheme under alternative investment fund regulation. Yes, sir. Large value funds were granted broader regulatory exemptions. Yes, sir. The relaxation apply equally to retail mutual fund investors. नहीं sir. Retail के केस में आज भी the things are pretty tough. SEBI adopted a risk-based approach in granting these relaxation. बिल्कुल, जिसका risk appetite ज्यादा उसके लिए regulations कम, जिसका रिस्क एपेटाइट कम उसके लिए रेगुलेशन ज्यादा. द चेंज रिफ्लेक्ट सेबी सपोर्ट फॉर फाइनेंशियल इनोवेशन. ऑब्वियसली सेबी इज लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड फॉर फाइनेंशियल इनोवेशन, सो दैट इज द रीजन ए ऑप्शन इज गोइंग टू बी द करेक्ट आंसर. समझ आया? अरे भाई सो रहे हो क्या? उठ जाओ. दोज हु आर लाइव, पहले तो आए बहुत कम लोग हैं आज, बट दोज हु आर लाइव जस्ट गिव मी एन आंसर. आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट्स? वट एवर आई एम डिस्कसिंग विद यू, इज इट क्लियर टू यू? समझ भी आ रहा है? समझ भी आ रहा है? या आप भी, पता नहीं, मुझे कभी भी लगता है कि यू वांट मी टू जस्ट कम अप विद द सिंपल क्वेश्चंस व्हिच मे बी आस्क्ड इन फेज 1 बट श्योरली नॉट इन फेज 2. अगर आपको ऐसा कुछ चाहिए तो आई एम रियली वेरी सॉरी गाइस, इट विल बी टफ फॉर मी टू गेट दैट फॉर यू, क्योंकि मेरा थॉट है कि आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग यू और आई शुड मेक यू प्रिपेयर फॉर फेज 2. बट ठीक है, नहीं मजा आ रहा हो तो भैया अगली बार पढ़ के आए. मैं तो हर बार यही कहता हूं मेरी क्लास में कि आप लोग पढ़ नहीं रहे, इसलिए आपको मजा आता नहीं है. मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन. इजी क्वेश्चन नहीं करवाऊंगा, फेज 1 निकल जाएगा, उससे फायदा क्या? फेज 2 नहीं निकलेगा, इजी क्वेश्चन से लिख के ले लो. अगला क्वेश्चन देखो. सेबीज अप्रोच टुवर्ड्स एआईएफ रेगुलेशन पोस्ट दिसंबर 2025 इंडिकेट्स दैट इन्वेस्टर सोफिस्टिकेशन इन्फ्लुएंसेस रेगुलेटरी इंटेंसिटी. बिल्कुल सही है सर. अगर इन्वेस्टर बहुत सोफिस्टिकेटेड है, वहां पर कंप्लायंस बर्डन ज्यादा रखना सेबी पे पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से टफ हो रहा था, तो सेबी ने उसे लूजन अप किया. इनोवेशन इज एनकरेज विद इन अ कंट्रोल्ड रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क. यस सर, जहां पे रेगुलेटरी सैंडबॉक्स के ऊपर डिस्कशन चल रहा है. लार्ज वैल्यू फंड्स, दे आर ट्रीटेड एट पार. नो सर, दे आर नॉट ट्रीटेड एट पार विद रिटेल फंड्स. Technology driven instrument models are formally recognized. So technology driven models are formally recognized, मतलब AI models are accepted. Yes, technology driven का मतलब AI driven models are accepted. That is a point which is being mentioned in this particular format. So this is correct. Next we have is compliance requirements are eliminated for all alternative investment funds. नहीं sir, alternative investment funds के लिए compliance रिक्वायरमेंट्स को एलिमिनेट नहीं किया, जस्ट कुछ कंडीशंस में कुछ बेनिफिट्स दिए विच वी हैव डिस्कस. एआई वाला अलाउ कर दिया, लार्ज वैल्यू फंड्स के केस में कुछ एग्जाम्पशंस दे दिए. दैट इज इट. गॉट इट गाइस? इज इट क्लियर? मजा आया? चलो अगले क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. अगला क्वेश्चन भी काफी अच्छा. आई एम प्रीटी श्योर यू विल बी एंजॉइंग द नेक्स्ट न्यूज एज वेल. बट नेक्स्ट न्यूज पे जाने से पहले देख लें कि कौन सा पॉइंट हम डिस्कस करने वाले. द नेक्स्ट न्यूज इज रिलेटेड टू ऑनलाइन बॉन्ड प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइडर्स. ऑनलाइन बॉन्ड प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइडर्स, इसके बेसिस पे एक क्वेश्चन मैंने बनाया. बट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट इज ऑनलाइन बॉन्ड प्लेटफॉर्म? फर्स्ट लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. ऑनलाइन बॉन्ड प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइडर license was in news. What is it? Sir, India's bond market is large but institution dominated. Retail participation is very low in the bond market. We all know that. Because in the bond market, majority players are the institutes only. For example, banks, standalone primary dealers, they all are the major investors or players in the bond market. So now SEBI is trying to democratize bond investment, which means general public or retail investment is also being invited, also being tried to be promoted to be invested in the bond market, and SEBI is trying to increase the transparency as well as access. Now, what is this online bond platform providers? So these are the SEBI licensed entities that facilitate online bond distribution. So these are the entities which are receive the license from SEBI, which provide or which are involved in the bond distribution online, offer price discovery and disclosure. So they help you to identify the price of the bond and disclosures that whether it is opt to invest or not. It act as a regulated digital intermediary. So it will act as a regulated digital intermediary which will provide you with a platform where you can invest, where you can trade the bonds, where you can purchase the bonds. So what is the benefits? The benefit is it will deepen the corporate bond market. It will align with the digital India and fintech growth. It will align with the digital India and fintech growth, and it will reduce reliance on bank deposit. Rather than depositing your funds with the bank, it's better to purchase the bonds, earn the interest on it, and now if it is easy to purchase, it will be something which can be easily accessed, easily utilized by the public. Regulatory importance की अगर हम बात करें, why this license important? Because this license ensures investor protection, proper disclosure and market integrity in the digital bond market. तो याद रखिएगा, what is this online bond platform provider? As the name suggests, it is a online platform which provides you access to the bond, that is the corporate bond. For example, Infosys has issued the bond. If you want to purchase that bond, now you can purchase with the help of the authorities to which SEBI has given the license. If I'm not wrong, इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में एक चीज़ और थी मेरे दिमाग में. ये न्यूज़ जब मैंने बनाई थी ना, उसमें एक पॉइंट था इस न्यूज़ को बनाने के पीछे. रिसेंटली सेबी ने किसी को लाइसेंस भी दिया. Recently SEBI has given this license to a company named Grow. सुना आपने इसके बारे में? GROW, दो बार ही देते हैं ना W शायद, हाँ 2 बार W है. So Grow is a company to which SEBI has recently given the OBPP license, जिसकी वजह से ये न्यूज़ मेरे नजर में आई और मैंने आपके लिए एक क्वेश्चन बना दिया. तो ग्रो वाला पॉइंट भी इंपॉर्टेंट है और OBPP भी इंपॉर्टेंट है. इफ इट इज क्लियर, गिव मी अ थम्स अप. लेट्स ट्राई टू सॉल्व अ क्वेश्चन. Regarding the online bond platform provider, consider the following statement. Online bond platform provider enable retail participation in bond market. So this is the ultimate aim behind promoting these platforms. That is true. It is under SEBI. Yes, you need SEBI license and SEBI will be responsible to oversight. That is true. It will eliminate the need for disclosures. नहीं sir, disclosure तो as it is है. अगर आप bond issue कर रहे हैं, you have to fulfill the disclosure requirement. जो भी आपको अपने financial statement disclose करने हैं as a company, as a borrower, you have to do that. उसमें कुछ changes नहीं है. It will contribute to capital market deepening. Yes, sir, it will result in capital market deepening because capital market is a place where trading of financial instruments, long-term financial instruments is done, and bond is a type of long-term financial instrument. अगर वहाँ पे retail investors like you and me will be allowed, will be promoted, it will deepen the capital market. That is true. Are unregulated? नहीं sir, unregulated कैसे हैं? They are regulated by SEBI. They are given the license by SEBI. तो सारा कुछ SEBI के हाथ में. So answer is going to be 1 to 4 are correct. Rest all the statements are wrong. अगला. This framework is aligned with which objective? Retail investor inclusion. बिल्कुल sir. The target is retail investor inclusion. This is correct. Transparency in bond market. Correct. Reduction of bank centric savings. ठीक है, मतलब इससे ये रीजन या ऑब्जेक्टिव तो थोड़ा गलत हो गया. ऑब्जेक्टिव थोड़ा गलत हो गया, बट हाँ, बॉन्ड मार्केट में अगर रिटेल इन्वेस्टर का इंटरेस्ट बढ़ेगा, उनका पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ेगा, तो ऑटोमेटिकली उसका रिजल्ट है रिडक्शन ऑफ बैंक सेंट्रिक सेविंग्स. कंप्लीट डीरेगुलेशन ऑफ बॉन्ड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. नहीं सर, डीरेगुलेशन थोड़ा ना हो रहा बॉन्ड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का. वो तो सिर्फ बॉन्ड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए आपने एक नई अथॉरिटी बना दी जो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स तक उन बॉन्ड्स को ऑफर करेगी. दैट्स इट. It will strengthen the fintech regulation. Obviously, sir, इससे जो fintech regulation है, it will strengthen because OBPP are what? So these are fintechs only who all are going to get the license to work in the same format. ठीक है जी. Last news of the evening, छोटी सी news है, ज़्यादा समय नहीं लूँगा. Again from the month of December. But before we discuss that news, let's try to understand कि ये question क्या है, ये news क्या है. तो देखना जरा, सेबी रेगुलेटरी हाउस कीपिंग मेजर्स. तो रिसेंटली एक न्यूज आई थी, सेबी रेगुलेटरी हाउस कीपिंग मेजर्स. तो मैंने वहां से क्वेश्चन बना दिया, लेकिन पहले देखते हैं ये मेजर्स क्या है. सो व्हाट इज रेगुलेटरी हाउस कीपिंग? रूटीन बट क्रिटिकल रेगुलेटरी एक्शंस सच एज टाइमलाइन डिफरमेंट्स, कंसोलिडेशन ऑफ सर्कुलर्स इनटू मास्टर डायरेक्शंस, clarifications to ease implementation. So in December 2025, deferment of nomination framework timelines, updated master circulars for portfolio managers, for infrastructure, investment trust, other intermediaries. Why this is important? मैं आपको बता दूं. What is regulatory housekeeping? So regulatory housekeeping are basically the routine but critical, important regulatory actions where RBI is, where SEBI is changing the timelines for submitting the report and whatnot, where consolidation of circulars is done, where clarification to ease is implemented. So recently, regulatory housekeeping was done by SEBI, where deferment of nomination framework timelines have been revised. Then portfolio managers, infrastructure investment trust funds and other intermediaries related, some master directions were given. I have a question for you. Guys, if you want to invest in infrastructure investment trust fund in primary market, minimum limit is 25 lakhs. In secondary market, minimum limit is 25 lakhs. जहाँ पे पहले ये जो limit थी, it was 1 CR, but now this limit has been reduced so that more public, not general public, not retail investors, but still more public can invest in the same. अब इस पे क्वेश्चन क्या है? क्वेश्चन इज regulatory housekeeping measures generally involve in issuance of master circulars, timeline deferments for compliance, withdrawal of regulatory oversight, clarification of operational guidelines, replacement of statutory regulations. तो इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कौन कौन से पॉइंट्स हैं which comes under the category of housekeeping? पहला, दूसरा, ठीक है. Withdrawal of regulatory oversight नहीं, it is important and it is not routine, it is not regular. Clarification of operational guidance, again it is not regular, it is not routine. Replacement of statutory regulation, again it is not, sorry, replacement of statutory regulation is not routine, it is not regulation. लेकिन हाँ, अगर आप कोई clarification दे रहे हैं on your day-to-day operation. It is important. It comes under the category of housekeeping. So answer will be A option. Last question of the evening on the same news. Why are SEBI's housekeeping circulars important for regulated entities? They enhance regulatory certainty. Yes sir. इससे regulatory certainty बढ़ती है. They reduce ambiguity in compliance. मतलब compliance में जो issues आ रहे हैं, compliances fulfill नहीं हो रहे, उसको कम करेगा. बिल्कुल सही है. They permanently dilute regulatory standards. No sir, it will not dilute regulatory standards. They improve ease of doing business. Yes. They eliminate the need for statutory laws. नहीं sir, statutory laws are there, they will be there. बस ये हाउसकीपिंग सर्कुलर्स वो सर्कुलर्स हैं जो रेगुलर रूटीन सर्कुलर्स को बोला जाता है, जिसमें critical decisions लिए जाते हैं on regular basis by SEBI, and it can be used by for the other regulatory bodies as well. समझ आई बात? So these were some of the important updates with respect to SEBI. If you want to download the PDF, it will be available on the Telegram channel. But if you have yet not subscribed to our platform, use the code MADHAV in order to join or in order to subscribe to our regulatory body exam super pack at just 8299. And if you're preparing only for RBI, then it will be available for 16 months subscription at 8299 with the same code, that is MADHAV. Download the PDF of this session from my Telegram channel. Do join this channel. I'll be sharing the PDF of this session once I'm done. Is it clear everyone? Is it clear? Maza aaya? Those who have attended this session from starting itself, they must have enjoyed. I think if Sonal is there, she is the one who was present from the first minute itself. So Sonal, how was the session? If you're present, can you please reply? And if anybody else was present from the first minute of this session, have you enjoyed it? या फिर आपको वही चाहिए? सेबी कब सेटअप हुआ, सेबी के फंक्शंस क्या हैं, सेबी की पावर्स क्या हैं, फाइनेंस मार्केट क्या होती है, ऐसे ऐसे क्वेश्चंस अगर आपको चाहिए तो आई एम रियली वेरी सॉरी, वो मेरी क्लास में तो नहीं मिलेंगे. हाँ, बट फेज 1 उसी से क्लियर होगा, बट फेज 2 में ये क्वेश्चंस आएंगे जो मैं आज कवर कर रहा हूँ. सो आई एम looking forward that you all are going to clear the phase 1 examination, and I am creating my sessions in such a manner that it should help you while writing your phase 2 exam for finance section. Is it clear? Shall we conclude? Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Good luck. Good night. God bless you all.